welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, the cooking cop.
And my name is Babe, and I cook for the cop.
So today we're gonna be making a really awesome recipe. We have this recipe in the rotation a couple times a month at our house, and it is a pollo asado, and we marinate it for 24 hours, and then we finish it off on the Weber kettle over charcoal, and it makes just the most amazing chicken that you can make burritos, you can make tacos, you can mix it with eggs. It's just so good and so much stuff that you could do with it.
It's delicious, babe. Delicious.
So,
even the kids like it.
Even the kids like it. And literally, we make a pollo asado 2 to 3 times a month in our house. So if you guys saw our last video, we put out a video using Cooking with Kirby's pollo asado recipe. And if you haven't seen that, I'll link it above right now. So I reached back out to Kirby and I said, Kirby, I want to do something a little more spicy for the grown-ups, but I want to do like a citrus twist. And so me and him kind of tossed it around. And what we're thinking of doing today is, well, not what we're thinking of doing, what we are going to do today is a pineapple habanero pollo asado. Okay, so the plan of attack is this. Right now, we're going to show you how to make a quick marinade. It's super easy. We're going to let our chicken thighs marinate for 24 hours. And then tomorrow, when I get home from work, we're going to finish it up on the Weber kettle, and I'll show you guys the final product, and it's going to be amazing. All right, so stay tuned. Pineapple habanero pollo asado right now.
Delicious.
Delicious. And here we go. Okay, babe. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is, Babe's gonna be the Vanna White model to show you what you need on your shopping list. So we're gonna use these guajillo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We're gonna use 4 of those, and we are going to keep the seeds in them, and we're gonna put them in boiling water, which is over there on the stove. So we're gonna use 4 guajillos, we're gonna use 4 habaneros, we're gonna use the juice of 1 lime, we're gonna do a teaspoon of oregano, we're gonna do a half an onion, a teaspoon of cumin, 4 garlic cloves, salt, pineapple, chicken thighs. Good job, babe. You're like a full-on Vanna White. Oh yeah, and 2/3 cup of distilled white vinegar. If you guys want to pick up a custom cutting board, HaleyHome.com sent us this. Look at this. This is like laser. It's like super, super detailed. They'll do whatever you want, custom. There's a link below. Really nice cutting board. And yeah, so those are all of our ingredients.
So I'm going to take the top off of each of these, because we're not going to put it in there with that. And we're going to rehydrate the peppers. And then I'm going to also put in half an onion. We're going to boil all of that together for 20 minutes. Onion in, we just want to soften it for when we throw it all in the blender to get our stuff all together. I'm going to put the peppers in and all those seeds that came out. Sneak those in there too. Here we go. In the blender, we're going to put, I'm going with 6 pieces of pineapple.
Okay, babe. You cut this pineapple fresh.
I did. 3. Yeah, because you love it, the kids love it, I love it. We're gonna do our 4 habaneros. We're gonna take the lids off of these as well and throw everything in.
So now you're rolling out a lime for the fibers, babe, to get maximum juice.
Maximum juice out of your lime. You get so much more when you do this and you use a lime squeezer. These, everybody needs one in their life. Okay, so we're gonna do the juice of 1 whole lime. This recipe is so fresh. I love all the fresh ingredients.
The good thing about this recipe is you don't have to use the garlic press. You just got to take the paper off and put the 4 garlic cloves in. That's a big old piece of garlic, babe.
I know, I like to find the biggest garlic cloves because I love garlic so much.
Cumin, babe, you love cumin.
I love cumin, yeah. Okay, teaspoon of cumin, teaspoon of oregano.
Yeah, babe, salt.
Salt Bay,
You're gonna do a tablespoon of salt.
tablespoon of salt.
Because it needs to be a little extra salty because all that salt won't penetrate into the chicken as it marinates, so a little extra is okay.
2/3 cup of white distilled vinegar. That is fragrant. Okay, so we got everything in our blender. We're just waiting on our peppers to rehydrate and our onion to soften. And then we're gonna throw this in the blender next. And our marinade will be done. His favorite part, you know?
Well, babe, the only thing, you can't use chicken breast for this. It just wouldn't be as good.
Yeah.
You need boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And when that's cooked over the charcoal, you know, babe, you know.
Oh, I know, it's delish.
And you know that you love touching raw meat, especially raw chicken.
Ooh, it's so gross. It is so nasty.
That's gonna be our little bowl that we're gonna marinate in. For 24 hours, babe.
Need some gloves.
Yeah, we need to order those.
In my size too.
In a double extra large.
An extra small. All right, it's been 20 minutes. It is time to put the rehydrated peppers and the softened onion in and blend it.
Yeah, get all that water out of there, babe.
Onion. Oh, see, it's nice and it's softened up a lot. I probably can't do it. And then I want to try and get some of these seeds.
I think it'll be okay,
It
babe.
might not happen.
It's fine.
Okay.
Let's blend it. So babe's gonna blend it really, really well because you want it to be like really, really liquidy to put over the chicken after it cools down. Don't put your hot marinade over the cold chicken. That's not good. So.
And here I'm using a Vitamix. Link below.
I got you that for a present, babe.
Yeah. The greatest blender you'll ever use. I blended it up pretty fine. Want to take a look?
That smells great, babe.
It smells so good.
All right, so we got to let it cool for a little bit, and then we're gonna pour it over the chicken.
Holy moly! I've never had one that's spicy. Yeah.
But I don't. Well, yeah, it is super spicy. Those are some good habaneros.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much of that spice is gonna transfer into the chicken. It might be just a perfect amount, actually.
True.
So we'll see.
We'll see. All right, so we've let it cool down. We have our chicken thighs in our little marinade bucket, and I'm gonna go and just pour it over everything.
I don't think it's gonna be that hot once it's hot now because we tried it like right raw.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be the perfect amount of sweet and heat once it's all marinated for 24 hours in the refrigerator.
I'm sure it's gonna be delicious. Even if it was really spicy, it's still such a good flavor. Got it all covered. It looks delish. We're gonna put the lid on and in the fridge we go. Goodbye, my love. Until we meet again.
See you in 24 hours, babe.
24 hours later.
Okay, so it's the next day. Babe's doing some traveling, so I figured that since I just got home from work, that I will go outside and grill up the pollo asado so that she can have it as soon as she gets home. So the rest of this video is super simple. We're gonna be outside on the Weber Kettle. Of course, we're gonna be using the S&S Grills Slow and Sear. I love that thing, that accessory for any of your Weber Kettles. Amazing, check out S&S Grills. The way I like to do my chicken after it's been marinating now for 24 hours is I set it up for some indirect cooking. I run the kettle at about 250, 300 degrees, and then I start cooking it indirect, not over the coals. I do that, I bring it up to temperature, and then I sear off the chicken thighs. It's kind of like a reverse sear method, and then you pull the meat when it's 160 degrees. You let it rest on a cutting board for a while, and then I like to chop it up into little pieces, make tacos, chicken burritos, all kinds of different stuff. I've had it for breakfast. It's so good. This pollo asado is going to be amazing. With the pineapple, with the habanero, it's going to be a little bit sweeter, a little bit heater. And is that a word, heater? And it's going to be really good. I think this is going to be a good experiment. So let's finish up the video by grilling up some chicken, and I hope you guys make this recipe. Let's grill. So I set up the slow and sear a little differently this time. I had some leftover coals in there that were from my last cook. We've been using the hell out of this thing. We love it. So I just got like a half chimney full of stuff, and I put those coals on top of the old cold coals. So I don't know, it'll be fine. And then the dripping griddle is gonna come in perfectly on this because with the marinade and stuff, it's gonna drip down a lot. This will collect everything that leaves your kettle really clean, and this is super easy to clean inside in the sink. So with this setup, with the S&S Grills Slow and Sear and the Drippin' Griddle and this grill grate that's the Easy Spin technology, it really, really, really is nice. And we've been using it a ton. That and the pit barrel, man, I will tell you what, this is the way you make proper pollo asado. It's gonna taste great. The chicken's gonna start here. It's gonna finish here. This is where the sear zone is, and then we're gonna let it rest. So let's get to grilling. Okay, so I just pulled this out of the refrigerator, and you never cook freezing cold chicken. So I'm gonna leave it on the sink for a little while, and look, it's been marinated for 24 hours. Oh wow, that smells super good. And yeah. So I'm just gonna leave it out here on the sink for a little bit while the grill continues to heat up. And then yeah, we'll get to doing it. Oh, it smells super good. All right, so we got this, and that's the beauty of the dripping griddle. It'll collect everything, easy to clean. And so we're gonna just do this indirect for a while, get those warmed up, and then we'll sear them off in a bit. Well, the neighborhood definitely knows that we're cooking because whoop, it smells good. It's been 20 minutes. And let's look, put that up there. All right, let's look what 20 minutes looks like. That, can you guys see the dripping griddle underneath? Yeah, that is why that product is the bomb. Because that would have been all over your kettle, and now it's not. It's easy to contain, and it's perfect. So let's do a little flipperoo. It's only been 20 minutes, so I'll probably give it another 20, and then we'll sear maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Got to get my little instant read thermometer, and but, oh, look at that. Oh man, just so good, and the smell. Look at that, guys. Give it another 20, and see how it goes. Okay, 40 minutes indirect. Let's sear them off and see what we can work with. And this is the fun part about this grate from S&S Grills. All you do is it spins super easy. And now you're on the cool side. And now we can redo it, move the chicken over, everything super easy. All right, this is how I cut it up. I cut it up into little pieces with a big ass knife. And it's just amazing. I can't wait to try it. But you can see it's super juicy, and it's just excellent pollo asado. Okay, it's time for the final taste test. I can tell you, when we've made this a bunch of times, using chicken thighs with the marinade, you will have the most moist, juicy, flavorful, like legitimate chicken. It's just incredible. So let's just get into a big old bite, get some of those char marks on there, get some of that marinade, I just want like a big bite, like, oh. And of course you can make tacos, burritos, anything with that, but different from our last, ooh, yeah. Ooh, I like that heat. Different from our last pollo asado video, the original Cooking with Kirby pollo asado. That's great. You can leave the seeds in or not. This has that pineapple up front. You're like, oh, it's kind of sweet. And then it comes in with that banger at the end. Not too ridiculous. Like when we tasted the marinade by itself, we were like, oh, that's hot. Not too ridiculous, but definitely, this might be 1 out of 3 kids will like it. It might be a little hot for the kids, but damn. The flavor is amazing. Pineapple up front, a banger in the back with that habanero. And every bite, it's just juice, juice, juice. It is so good. We will 100% make this recipe again. That is just, wow. Okay. Pollo asado, Weber Kettle. You guys gotta do this. Okay, that's the end of the video. When Babe gets here, I'm gonna make her like a whole spread. It's gonna be great. Cilantro. It's gonna be great. All right, you guys, check this out. Make this. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers.